everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about body confidence, my postpartum body, and just how I'm feeling about it at the moment, what I plan to do about it, and a little bit of history into my experiences with eating disorders. If you've followed my channel for a while, you will know that I am a mum of 3. I have Olivia, who is 4 months today actually, Charlie, who just turned 4 the other week, and Elise, who is 6. So my body has been through quite a lot, and I have never really been the most confident person with my body. I have always been one of these people that no matter what size I am, I will always think I'm fat, and that's an awful word, I know. I will always be thinking, oh, I should be looking better, and then my body will change again, and then I'll look back and think, God, I wish I looked as fat now as I thought I did then, if that makes sense. See, when you have a baby, your body changes completely, and for a woman that is a massive thing, and some people are very lucky and they snap right back. That's not been the case with me either time. To get my body back, I have had to work really hard, and it took me quite a long time after Charlie to get to a place where I felt happy and I felt confident in my own skin. I started wearing tighter clothes again, and I was proud of my body. It wasn't perfect. To some people I was probably still big, to other people I might have been too skinny, but I felt happy. And then I fell pregnant with Olivia, my youngest, and I am now 4 months postpartum, 17 weeks to be exact, and I am not at a place where I am loving my body at all. In the first couple of weeks I dropped almost 2 stone, and I have basically stayed at that weight now. I have tried healthy eating, I've started to try and work out a bit, but it's not coming off as quickly as I want it, and already I'm looking in the camera now and I feel I look bigger. I don't feel like I've got my confidence back at all. I'm wearing baggy clothes again, anything that will hide my lumps and bumps, that's me, that's what I'm wearing. I've been looking into different diets. One of the ones I have been considering is the Cambridge weight plan. Now, I've seen so many amazing results from it, but it does put me off slightly that it is such a low calorie diet, and I am quite prone to having low blood pressure and fainting, so that does concern me. And most of the time I am flying solo because my husband is in the armed forces, so he's away a lot, and I need to have my energy. I need to eat meals, I need to be able to be fighting fit for my children, so it does concern me a little bit to do that diet. But I am going to look into it a little bit more because I am quite an impatient person and I do want results pretty quickly. And I know it's probably an excuse or whatever, but I really don't have a lot of time to work out. I do a lot of walking, we've got a dog, but to dedicate a set time to work out, I don't have the luxury of my husband coming in, and I could go to the gym in the evening or go to a class in the evening. Sometimes when he's around that's fine, but then I'll find I'll get into something and then he'll go away for a few months and then I can't do anything. So hopefully when Olivia's a little bit bigger and I could put her in a creche or something, that I could find a class that will work for me. The thing I'm considering is Slimming World. I recently just found out, as recent as last night actually, that it's not what I thought it was. I'm a very fussy eater, I'm not a big fan of fruit and veg, and I thought that that's mainly what a lot of it was, but I've been told that you don't necessarily have to eat those things. It's all about portion sizes and how much you're having of certain foods. So I think I'm going to look into that a little bit more, because again, I've seen brilliant results with it, and I think that might be the happy medium that I need, that I can still eat proper food and get the calories I need, but I can still lose weight. I mentioned in the intro to this video about eating disorders. Now, I'm not for 1 minute going to sit here and say that I have had an eating disorder, because I haven't. However, I have had periods of times where I have had and made very dangerous and unhealthy choices in my life, mainly in my teen years. So I won't go into it too much, but basically when I was 13 I had a friend and she was anorexic. She was very, very ill, and she got hospitalised for it. And you know, to a 13-year-old, you're very influenced at that age, and I looked at her and I thought, my gosh, you're so skinny, you're so tiny. And she kept saying how fat she was, how she was this, how she was that. So I looked at myself and I thought, well, if she thinks she's fat and I know I'm bigger than her, I must be so overweight, I must be obese, etc. So I started skipping meals. I started making myself sick, and it was only when I passed out at home that my mum twigged something, because I was always making up an excuse as to why I couldn't eat my dinner. And I said, oh no, I'm just tired. I passed out and I fell down the stairs, and my mum wanted to take me to the doctor. I was like, no, I've just had PE at school, and I didn't really have time to eat lunch, that's all it was, blah, blah, blah. Then a couple of weeks later, the same thing happened again at school. I fell down some stairs because I passed out coming down them. The school phoned my mum, and then my mum took me to the doctors, and I think I'd already been weighed at the doctors for some other thing, I can't remember what it was, and they had seen that I had lost quite a lot of weight in a very short amount of time. So I instantly got referred for counselling, for some like other issues as well that was going on, but basically they wanted to nip it in the bud before it got out of control. And I'm so grateful that my mum was on the ball with that, and I then realised that it wasn't very healthy, it wasn't right, that's not, you know, what I should have been doing at that point. I also went through a bad phase when I was about 16, 17. I think a lot of it was exam stress, and again, I would make myself sick. I would skip meals, that sort of thing. That I think it's more, and I think it's quite a classic thing, it's like a control thing, that, you know, you feel like you can't control anything else, so, you know, that's going on in your life, but eating is the one thing that you can control. You can control what you put in your mouth and what you don't put in your mouth. I also had another bad spell about 4 or 5 years ago when my anxiety started, and at that point it wasn't necessarily about a weight thing. Again, I had a incident where I passed out again. Again, I've told you I've got quite a thing about passing out, and I hit my head really badly, and it was because I hadn't been eating and drinking enough, not intentionally. I was a busy mum, I was working, I actually fainted at work and I hit my head. And then after that, I became so obsessed and terrified with the idea of passing out. So I became very obsessive with how much I was eating, how much I was drinking. I would have to time it down to the hour. I was eating every 2 hours. I timed my snacks. I had to drink 2 to 4 litres of water a day, and if I didn't, I would stay up to make sure that I'd put that many calories and that much water into my body. I ended up losing quite a bit of weight because of it. Which at that time I didn't feel like it was a bad thing. I was going through a phase where I wasn't particularly happy with my body or anything like that. So, you know, for me, it was probably a blessing. But when I went through CBT, they did notice that it was it was more of an OCD behaviour rather than like an eating disorder thing. I wasn't necessarily doing it because I felt I was fat or anything, but I needed to have some sort of control, and I felt like I couldn't control my worrying thoughts, but I could control how much food and water I put into my body. But once I got on top of the anxiety, all of that stopped and I calmed down, and I realised that if I didn't eat a snack every 2 hours, I was going to be okay. And if one day I only drank a litre of water, I wasn't gonna, you know, collapse in a heap on the floor or something. So it, you know, took some time, but I did get there. So now, fast forward to the present, and as I've said, I'm not in a great place with my body, and it does worry me that I could fall back into old habits. So I'm trying to make a conscious effort of trying to find a diet or a meal plan or something that is going to be safe, which again is why I've mentioned about the Cambridge, that I don't know whether, given my history, that it is going to be the best thing for me, whereas maybe something like Slimming World might be pretty good, because, you know, there's good meal ideas, you're eating regularly, you're not restricting yourself of anything, you know, you can have a bit of everything, and I think that's what I need, and I think what, you know, will be good for me mentally as well. You know, I think as women we are so harsh on ourselves, and I have got to a point in my life where I've accepted my body type, my body shape. I'm 5'2". I've always had curves. I've always had big boobs. I've always had bum. I've always had hips. I could probably diet till the cows came home, and I'm never going to look like a Victoria's Secret model because I'm not built that way. We are all built differently, and you know, someone weighing 9 stone is going to look very different to somebody else weighing 9 stone. You know, we've all got our unique bodies, and I think, you know, we all need to stop comparing ourselves, and that's what I did for so many years. And it was only, you know, finally last year, and I've mentioned bits on my blog, on my Instagram about it, that, you know, I finally could go on the beach in a swimming costume and not care what anyone thought, and I didn't compare myself to other people on the beach thinking, oh, she's got a flatter stomach than me and her boobs are perkier than mine. Like, I was like, do you know what, this is my body and I'm happy with it. So I just desperately want to get back to that, and it took me so many years to get there, and I'm sure I will get there, but I just remember, because it was only last year, I can remember how good I felt and how happy I felt, and I'm just so desperate to get there that I think I want a quick fix. But I think sometimes quick fixes aren't the safest thing. So yeah, I think I need to find more of like a lifestyle change. So if you've got any suggestions other than a Cambridge weight plan or Slimming World, you know, I'm not saying anything necessarily negative about them, but you know, I feel like I need something like that, because doing it on my own, I'm not doing too great. Yeah, this was kind of a bit of a random video. I don't really know if there was necessarily a point to it, but more so, I mean, for me to kind of keep a track, and also a bit of motivation. I feel like if I kind of put it out there a little bit that I want to make these changes, not necessarily just for appearance wise, but you know, to be healthy, to have more energy. I've got 3 children to run around after. I need to be fighting fit. I've been quite poorly recently with, you know, a couple of bouts of tonsillitis, nasty viruses. I've had an ear infection, and I think it's because I'm just not taking care of myself. Obviously, when you have a new baby, you're not getting a lot of sleep, and it is difficult to look after yourself. But I think, you know, 4 months in now, Olivia's getting into quite a good routine. I need to just start to look after me now. And you know, if any of you are watching this video and you are in the same position, I would love to have somebody to chat to do it with. We could all do it together, share tips, eating plans, meals, exercises, that sort of thing. So yeah, I kind of want to do this video as a to document my journey, but to also say, you know, if you feel this way, you're not alone, and there are lifestyle changes that you can make. That I think there's what's the word? I think there's this thing that women, or some women, feel that once you have children and your body's ruined, that you have to just stay like that forever, and that you just have to be happy with your body. And I am completely all for body confidence, but you know, yes, your body has changed, and it won't be the same as it was pre-baby, but you can get to a point where you love your body, and whether that's being a size 8 or a size 28, confidence and being happy with yourself is far more important than what the scales say and what your clothes say. And I don't necessarily have a weight in mind. I'd roughly like to lose about 2 stone. I think that will put me in my healthiest like BMI bracket as well. But I know when I'm about that weight, give or take half a stone here and there, I feel a lot more happier and a lot more confident in myself. And I think that is what I'm missing. It's not necessarily, oh, I want to have like a 6-pack and I want to have like a bum that you could, like, you know, rebound a 10p off or anything. But I just want to feel happy and confident in myself. If you've stuck to the end of this video, thank you very much. It's a bit of a random one, but as I said, I just wanted to kind of put it out there. And you know, we've got to remember our bodies have done incredible things, and I know how incredibly lucky I am to have been able to carry 3 healthy children and give birth to them, and I don't for a minute take that for granted. But at the same time, I want my body to feel like my body again, and not look at it and be like, I don't recognise that body and I don't recognise the woman in the body. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm going to try now and focus a little bit on myself, because I'm not going to be having any more babies, and I feel like now's my time to get a little bit of me back, feel good about myself, and in turn that should hopefully make me a better mum, a better wife, a better friend, because it all starts within. How can you love other people? How can you look after other people if you're not doing it for yourself? Thanks so much for watching me. As I said, let me know if you have tried any of these diets or exercise plans, or you're kind of feeling the same as me. We could do it together. Please leave a comment in the box below, and click the subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos from me. I upload 1 to 2 videos a week, and I would love to have you follow me on this journey. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.